Happy Friday, Roundchair Ranchers. I hope everyone had a nice week. Obviously, we're starting over on Harry's side. Harry, his skin condition continues to be an issue. He is still pretty itchy, and he has, on his other side, he has a few bald spots because he has been rubbing himself so much. He's also ripped the skin on his belly because he's been rubbing himself on the water bucket with that. So I did finally get the Ivermectin. He took that like a champ. No issues at all there. So I'm hoping that it starts to calm things down soon. It was just 2 days ago that it's in his system. So I've been using coat defense on him. I've been using a lotion on him to try and calm him down. And in fact, this morning, I did a quick grooming session on him in the dark because he was so itchy, and I got the excess stuff, the excess hair off of him, and I put some more coat defense on him. If you look at him, you see that he's got like a whitish sheen to him. That's the coat defense that's on him. Thank you, Denise. We think he's pretty handsome too. So we're working with that, and then in about 10 days or so, we're going to go ahead and give him another dewormer, Fenbendazole. I'm awful with these names. I'm sorry, guys, but it's Fenbendazole. We're going to give him that as a second, and we're not using it as a dewormer. We're using it to calm the inflammation and we think the mites. So we'll see what happens there. But other than that, he is doing really well. He is doing well with his training and minding his personal space. So I'm happy with that. He takes direction really well. If you tell him to step over, get out of your personal space. Let me move over so you're not getting such a butt shot. So he does well with minding his personal space and such. So that's a good thing. Honestly, I'm not around him without a training aid. I don't know him well enough yet to, read his body language to see what is happening with him. This is my training aid. Personal space. So, you can see the bald spots on him while he's, turning around. And that's what he does. Come on, buddy. Trying to get him not to itch so much. So, but after I'm done with this, I'll give him another, another treatment so that hopefully it calms down the irritation a little bit, and makes him feel better. So yes, this is the training aid that I use. It is, it's just a stick and string. So it works really well. I just keep him a stick length away, so I'm out of the kick zone. If he does decide to kick, because that would probably kill me if he hit me, if he kicked me, quite honestly. He is an incredibly big boy. So, you know, while we're still learning each other, we have to figure out how we're communicating and what works and what doesn't work. Really, me just going, but more forcefully. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to scare him while he's eating. Really does get him out of my space, and he understands that that's not acceptable behavior, or you're too close. So don't get me wrong. I walk up to him. Obviously, I do, because I, put the lotion on and put the coat defense on him. But he is not allowed to walk up to me uninvited. So at least not now. So that's the tactic I'm taking with him. And it's working. He understands what the boundaries are. And we haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had an issue. So I'm not sure if some of the things that were going on over at the other location was really because there was a mare there. I did notice that we have two mares next door that are our neighbors, and everybody was everybody was pretty excited the other day. So actually that was yesterday. So I'm not quite sure if she was in heat over there or what was going on, but yeah, he was carrying himself a little high and proud. So that might be an issue. You can see this is his bald side while he's going to the bathroom. We might as well take advantage of it. I know, buddy. So now he's walking. It's right. Of course, my finger won't get in it. It's over by his hip. It's right in front of his hip is where the bald spot is on that side. I must say, he is an incredibly clean horse. Where he just went to the bathroom, that's where he goes. Like, he doesn't go in the barn peeing either. He doesn't pee in the barn. He doesn't poop in the barn. He only poops and pees in that spot that he was at. So, it makes cleaning up much, much easier. But it's not like he goes to the bathroom everywhere. But yeah, I mean, let's see if I can, it's probably not going to show up because there's not enough light in here. But here, I could do it this way maybe. Yes. Use this as a pointer. This is his bald spot right at the end of my stick. That's where he's got one there, and then this is thinning out too. This spot right here. It's also got lotion on it, so that's why it also looks a little darker. And I'm trying to see if he did anything else today. All this other stuff up here, this is all the coat defense that I put on. So I put it on over there because he was super itchy this morning. He actually has rubbed this portion of himself on his back. He's taken the skin or the hair off of there. And then I did put coat defense up here in his mane, or where his mane should be. The reason that it got shaved off or roached was because that he was so itchy and it was so thick that in order to get any treatment on it, we actually needed to get to the skin. So up on his crown, which is over here, he actually is, he's actually bald. So, yeah, so that's the issue that we're having with Harry right now. Like I said, we're hoping to, we're hoping that the Ivermectin and some of the other stuff that we're doing kicks in soon so that he's more comfortable. I'm not noticing anything on his legs, like down by his feathers. But quite honestly, I haven't been really looking that closely because I'm more concerned with other body parts that he's rubbing raw and actually is bleeding a little bit. So so you can see, really, buddy, right there he's got a bald spot. And then, there it is. And then right there he's got a spot that he's that he rubs too, that's a little bloody. So I shouldn't say it's not bloody anymore, it's now a scab, but he keeps wanting to show his butt. But other than that, he he is doing well, and he's super, super friendly. He's got the routine totally down. I don't feed him his feed in here. I actually do it right there. I put his bowl on the outside, but he knows when I'm coming. He comes and stands over there. He stands over there, and he eats his feed, and he gobbles it up. He's such a good eater, which is always helpful, especially with his feed. It's nice to see that he is a good eater with his hay now too, which was, like I said last week, it was a little concerning that he wasn't eating his hay as much. But now he's totally on it. He's got quite a few barrels that he can choose from to eat. So, whatever he wants to do, he gets to do. So that's Harry. So let's go over and talk a little bit about Lulu. I'll be back, bud. Excuse me while I limbo. For those that don't want to get sick. Louie, bud. Say hi to everybody. So Louie had, sorry, I was trying to look behind me and walk forward. It doesn't work so good. So Louie had an adjustment, Sunday, sorry. I was going to say last week. So he had an adjustment on Sunday, and he was out of alignment in a couple of places. Mainly up here again. So he was sore up here and over here. He was out of alignment. So he was super, super tense back there and kind of protecting it. So Rob did a great job of making him relax and worked out the kinks and was able to get him back into alignment. The biggest thing with him when he's out of alignment is he literally does not want to be touched, like at all. And he swishes his tail, and you can tell that he doesn't do anything like kicking or striking or biting or anything like that, but you can just tell the way that he throws his head and swishes his tail that he's in pain, and he just does not want to be touched, which makes it incredibly difficult to groom him when he is that sore and doesn't want to be groomed at all. So you can't tell now, but I have been grooming him. Obviously, he did some rolling today. Actually, yeah, they all did. So that's a good thing that he's feeling better as far as wanting to be touched and his back is in alignment and everything. He still, unfortunately, is walking pretty stiffly. It is muddy out here, so I think that that plays a role in it, that it's just harder for him to walk in the mud, and he's got such delicate hooves that walking on the stones hurts him too. So Once we open up the pastures, I'm hoping that he's going to be able to walk more comfortably and be able to stretch things out a little bit. But sorry, I'm listening to Harry scratch himself. Harry! But other than that, he, you know, obviously he's eating well. He's still eating his medication like a champ, and you know, doesn't give a problem at all with eating his medication, and so that's a good thing. That's really it for Louie. He you know, they're wandering around a little bit. The grass, what little is here, they've pretty much eaten up. So, Dr. Lauren is coming next Friday, actually. So we are going to give him his vaccinations. We've held off because we didn't know how he was going to react. And then she can take a look at him and see how he's doing, and possibly do a blood draw to see if we did get all of the protozoa with the EPM treatment. I'm still on the fence on that one. You know, there really isn't a definitive test to know if, you know, if he has it or doesn't have it. It's the only one is a spinal tap, and I'm not doing that with him. With him having so many back issues to begin with, I can just imagine what a spinal tap would do to him. So really the only thing that we have is a blood test. So we might do another blood draw to see what's happening there. But I have to talk to Dr. Lauren about it and see if it's even worth it, or if she can recommend something else. But other than that, Louie is his happy-go-lucky self, and you know, accident prone. He scratched himself on something, or somebody bit him, one of the two. But the other guys are pretty good. Like Charlie, he'll move him around, but he won't bite him or anything because he knows that he can't really move around very well. So he's not getting beaten up. He's doing self-inflicted things. But that's Louie for you. But other than that, guys, nothing is really going on. I do want to give you a heads up. I did make the decision that we are going to have open house this year. So mark your calendars for September 24th. Easy, boys. That is when open house is going to be. If you don't know about our open house, we have basket raffles, we have food. I give tours and show you what's going on with the boys. It's just a nice day out in the country if you like that kind of thing, or if you just want to actually finally meet the boys in person. There's no fee to come. Charlie will be hopefully doing wagon rides again. We do that. We have paths in the back that we do wagon rides. So, and like I said, everything is free. It's just to welcome the community and to let our supporters come and have a day with visiting and ask any questions you want, and you know, just to have a nice time. So September 24th, save the date. So that is really all I have for this week, guys. I hope that you have a nice weekend. If you're in Western New York, it's supposed to get into the almost the 80s next week, which will be nice because right now it's kind of cool. I thought it was going to be warmer today, and it's really not. So until next week, guys, be well, be safe, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys.